your new golf site health and safety executive hard hat latest issue.
Thank you, Anne. Well, Anne, here we are at Kemnay, venue for the Scottish Senior Ladies Championship, as the competitors this week are all over 50 years. The course will need to provide a minimum of 6 defibrillators so that players experiencing heart palpitations or indeed failure are never too far from a revival station. We will also have to pay particular attention to trip hazards and other age-related risk factors.
Indeed, yes. We'll need to take account of reduced sensory acuity, sight and hearing, as well as diminished flexibility and reflex responses, not forgetting propensity for senior moments. Has there been a health and safety executive visit here before?
Not that I am aware of, Anne, but there's nothing here in my papers.
Nor mine. So that means the usual checklist for golf courses, as well as event-specific issues, including size and location of signage, line of sight obstructions, hole crossover risks, slip quotients linked to slope gradients, and guardrail requirements.
Not to mention air toxicity tariffs and checking that there is an adequate supply of nose masks for use near cut grass dumps and chemical or fertiliser stores. We will also have to extend our bunker audit to implement the new Health and Safety Executive 2012 land access regulations dealing with elimination of artificial depressions exceeding 0.4325 metres deep on land to which the public has right of access. This is to prevent inadvertent falls by walkers unaware of the presence of depressions.
That could be a bit of an issue, since many golf courses are protesting that they have not had time to implement the new protocols. So we will have to enforce the interim requirements for land depressions. That is, bunkers, as this is a golf course, to decide whether the injury risk can be reduced by filling them in or introducing guardrails or barriers to prevent accidentally falling into a depression.
Before these new regulations, depressions on a golf course in the form of bunkers they only used to cause problems through failure of golfers to get their balls out.
Still on the subject of bunkers, we'll need to ensure that Kemnay has adequate stocks of the approved safety glasses which must be worn when playing from any hazard which may contain stones or other sharp objects that could cause an eye injury. I suspect you have the old issue there, Ruth. That's the old model, and Regulation 666.2012 requires this new polycarbonate material with side protectors to be made available or risk litigation by any player who suffers injury. Try these ones out, Ruth.
Dan, I like these ones bits. Okay, try these ones. Oh, very posh. Oops. Excuse me. Before we go out on our course, sorry. Oh yes, sorry. These are a very snug fit, Anne. Thank you very much for these. I still like my old ones though.
Now, the number of pairs to be are required to be left beside each bunker. That depends on the location of the bunker. The recommendations are 3 pairs per bunker per 25 competitors, increasing to 5 pairs in expected high traffic bunkers such as those in front of greens or at the angle of a dogleg, which I believe are a feature here at Kemnay.
Before we go out on our course inspection, Anne, we should run over what HSE regulations affect the officials running the competition. For example, is the starter provided with a pair of good quality ear protectors to guard against RPS?
Ah, the dreaded RPS. Repetitive ping stress that's been identified as responsible for accelerated deafness following the introduction of oversized metal woods. I carry a stock of these ear protectors, so we can provide several pairs of these to the starters if required.
At an appropriate price, of course, Anne, I have a stock of the HSE approved hand gels and microphone wipes, so that on change of starter duties there is no contamination of the AdaBox equipment. Again, to be charged at the official HSE supply rates.
Naturally. Now, one more thing to check before we do our course inspection is to see whether cages have been fitted to motorised golf carts to be used by the rules officials, in order to prevent the type of crush injury sustained by the American Curtis Cup captain up at Nair when her leg was dangling out with the perimeter of the cart.
Yes, what a lot of memos were flying around after her accident, and her a medical doctor too. You'd have thought she would have known better. As a result, the directive is that any officials using buggies, other than in the course of playing golf, must have protective cages fitted to prevent similar accidents and limb breakages occurring.
Indeed. However, I have heard that the SLGA are quite good about complying with some safety measures, such as the provision of high visibility vests and hard hats for ball spotters. Let's don our own vests and head out onto the course to see what infringements we find or other recommendations specific to Kemnay.
Right, Ruth?